Whatever you like, you should listen. Very good morning to all of you. Today's class is going to be very interesting. I'll tell you the reason why. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. रुक सकते हैं sir cable. No one Maggie ad used to come like that. Very good morning to all of you. Today, in the morning, when I was doing my solid morning routine, I do it without fail. That is yoga, pranayam, watering my plants. So while doing that, it struck to me that so many of you are asking this doubt now, what is the solution? You are really hardworking, you are really focused, you are studying. But the problem is, while keeping our mobile aside also, if you are studying income tax, the mind is saying, okay, law mein ye MCQs bhi karna hai, and in accounts we have to download this PDF, RTP bhi solve karna hai, mummy ka birthday hai, gift bhi leke aana hai. So many other thoughts are coming. Again, we get focused. Again, the thoughts are coming. So one small mantra I have told, and students have applied it. My all so many students of past batch, they are all chartered accountants. So good I feel when I meet them as colleagues in our trainings, right? We all go for training and updates, right? So I have told them one thing: keep a diary with you and empty your mind. Shall I show you my diary, dear students? 2 minutes. This is my diary. So it has everything. I have to pay electricity bill in my new mobile. I have to download my bank app. I have to pay advance tax before 15th of March. I have to do whatever it is. This is my this thing I'm saying. So once you know if the thoughts are coming and if you empty, okay, it is written. Now let me study quality good for 2 hours. Once I stand from here and go out and take a break, I'll do that work, or I'll delegate that work, or I don't want to do that work because I know what is my priority. So you will automatically delegate drop, but first you have to put it on paper. This technique really works. Apply it, empty your mind, and see how quality good. You are not ignoring law. You are not ignoring solving the MTP, RTP of costing, but you are writing and keeping. And when you write and when you do it and when you put a tick, no, that work is done. That gives an amazing confidence. So that's the small mantra we are starting the class with. Now from today we'll make one more difference. I forgot to do it in house property, but as we have completed business head, can we have maybe around 15 minutes more for business head? Yes, it doesn't make a difference. One day it will take extra. Let me revise what we have done yesterday and let us complete assessment of partnership firm along with the business head. And most important, I feel, is while doing business head, we have seen what are the deductions allowed as per normal tax regime. But from this financial year, default tax regime is नाम ही है default. If you don't opt for, your return will be filed as per 115 BAC, 3 lakh to 6 lakh 5%. We have studied in the first class, right? And it's covered in tax amendment lecture 1 also, if you want to study in detail. Yeah, tax amendment PDF and this compiler PDF all are there in Telegram. So join the Telegram, write the chapter wise exam, upload the paper. We will correct and we will give you the suggested answer also in mail. It's a promise. Now, what I want to say is, after completing every chapter, can we say, okay, if you go for 115 BAC, you will not get scientific research? समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Normal में do we give scientific research deduction? Yes. But if you are filing in default tax regime, you will not get. Normal mein you are getting basic depreciation and additional depreciation. There you will not get additional depreciation. So like this, 3 to 4 items are there in every head. Going to house property, in normal regime, in self-occupied house property, you are showing loss up to 2 lakhs. If you are filing your return under default tax regime, you can't show a loss in house property. Is this clear to all of you? Ma'am, this you have already taught. Why every 2-3 days you are revising? Because this is very important. And few things important, I know I have taught you, you have followed, but I want you to learn and go. It's my duty ki thodi cheezein chew karke kha jana hai. Learn it and go. Yes? Will it work like this? Every now and then after 2-3 days, we'll keep comparing. Okay, default tax regime and new tax regime. नहीं, new को इधर रखते हैं, default को इधर रखते हैं. आगे है ना, नया है. So for both, in salary chapter now, standard deduction is allowed from this year. But if you come out of default tax regime, you can take that education allowance and hostel allowance 1014, 1013A, HRA. Here you are not allowed. So some of you may be like listening, ma'am ko kaise yaad rehta hai? Aapko bhi rahega. It's not any miraculous. I am also very average student, 10th, 12th all. CA bhi bas foundation 200 se pass hue hain. Yeah, then I definitely picked up and did very well, getting exemption in tax costing, 95 in accounts. That was some mindset. That's what I'm building for all of you. Done? So make sure you repeat after 2 days from today when I complete capital gain. If I miss out, you ask me, ma'am, can you compare the capital gain taxes in the normal tax regime and default? हर chapter के बाद ये हम करेंगे. Okay? Make some noise in the chat box. Are you all following what I'm talking to all of you? कुछ दिमाग में जा रहा है या नहीं जा रहा है? Okay, and promise you all are having the DT compiler ready with you so that when I solve the problems, it should be clear to you. Second thing is one notebook, one calculator which you are going to use in the final exam. वही calculator से अभी करो. Ma'am, notebook क्यों? Today capital gain chapter, to make you learn the format, I will give a problem on my own in notebook. That's how I teach. Few things, however well they are printed in the compiler, I don't want to see that. I want you to write so that it is sinking in your mind. So let us continue yesterday's class. We have done add and less. Day before yesterday, we have done depreciation. Yesterday, we did all 44 series. Who will revise with me? Thank you. Some of you are attending but being very silent in the class. And all lights, please. अरे बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं और समझ में आ रहा है तभी आप लोग पूरा क्लास अटेंड करते हैं तो लाइक कर दो शेयर कर दो एंड सब्सक्राइब तो यू हैव डन अदरवाइज आर नॉट अलाउड टू कमेंट so let the YouTube also, and these are live videos. I'm not recording, pausing, going here there. This is like I'm teaching now and you're listening now. So let us make the most of the class. Thank you so much. Now listen all of you. 44 series starts with 44A. This is my way of communication. Like I'm looking to you and saying, if you're watching laptop full screen, you can watch me, right? Properly. Now, in case if you feel, ma'am, instead of revising like this, you share the material and put a tick, I can do that also. What is more understandable to you, that is important. Years by years, that's what improves even my teaching. Now listen all of you. 44A says that if your turnover or gross receipts or profit cross some limit, maintain books of accounts. Right? Okay. In case of individual and HF, if your income exceeds 2,50,000, if your gross receipts exceeds 25 lakhs, for professionals 1,50,000 if the income crosses this year or all the 3 earlier years. And for all the others, 10 lakh gross receipts. That limits are there in the book. I have given a gist booster note also. Right? So when the income or the turnover is exceeding a limit, you have to maintain the books as per 44AA. If your turnover exceeds 1 crore or your gross receipts, you are a professional, doctor, lawyer, chartered accountant, your professional receipts exceed 50 lakhs, or business, wholesale, retail, manufacturer, your turnover exceeds 1 crore, you have to get your books of accounts audited by a chartered accountant and submit the report by 30th September, file the return by 31st October. Now, comes another section called as 44AD and ADA. This is to be studied like, weighing machine. Saath mein. 44AD says, optional scheme hai ye do. If you like, you apply. Optional, not for us. Exam ke liye padhna hai isko. Optional for the SSC. So 44AD says, don't maintain books. Don't get it audited. If your turnover is up to 2 crore, just show 8% of your turnover as net profit. Suppose I am a small retailer. My turnover is 60 lakhs. Uska 8%. 60 lakhs का 8%. क्या पढ़ा रहे दीप्ति मैम? ना स्क्रीन यूज कर रहे हैं, ना पीडीएफ यूज कर रहे हैं. Sometimes, if it is tough to study for you, it's good. Focus more. 44AD. Suppose my turnover is 60 lakhs. Into 8%, 6 8s are 48. 4,80,000 show as net profit. Calculate the tax and you are not liable to maintain books. You don't have to get it audited. If your turnover is digital, you're getting all online payments and you make all expenses also online, then 6% of your turnover show as net profit. 94 rupees they're allowing as expense. And you are free from 44AA, maintain the books, 44AB, get it audited. Done, all clear. This is what is 44AD. Now there are two amendments in 44AD. What is the turnover limit? I said that up to this turnover, you can go for 44AD, 2 crore. This financial year, they said, if your turnover is 3 crore, still you can opt for 44AD, provided your cash receipts are less than 5% of your total receipts. If your turnover is up to 10 crore, still you can go for presumptive taxation. Koi books nahi, koi audit nahi. Ma'am, 10 crore, yes. provided your cash receipts are less than 5% of total receipts, your cash payments are less than 5% of the total payment. You are paying the salary to your watchman also through bank account. All income bank, all expense bank, government is saying good. You are going towards digital currency. That's what is government's motive कि पैसे चाहिए क्यों? Paytm use करो, GPay use करो, net, RTGS, NIF. That's what government wants to say. What do you want? Cash payment. So if cash receipts are 5% of total receipt, cash payments are 5%, then up to 10 crore also you can go for 44AD. Don't maintain the books, don't get it audited, just your turnover. Okay, tell me, if your turnover is 9 crore, are you liable for GST? Yeah. If your turnover crosses 20 lakhs, I have not yet started with GST, but this is a mantra. If your turnover crosses 20 lakhs, you're liable to calculate the turnover and pay the GST. So you already have the turnover details. Bas, और क्या चाहिए? कुछ नहीं चाहिए. This side, 44ADA. This is the presumptive taxation for professionals. If their gross receipts is up to 50 lakhs, 50% of the gross receipt you show as profit, pay the tax. If your gross receipt is up to 75 lakhs, still 50% तक net profit बता के you can pay the tax, go for presumptive. But for 75 lakhs, promise is cash receipts are less than 5% of the total receipts. Followed, or you want me to write in the notebook and show? Last in presumptive taxation. Can anyone recollect how many sections are over? See, more than 15 minutes I am continuously speaking. I could have directly started with capital gain. कल पढ़ाया ना, कल का वीडियो दोबारा देख लेना. But the more the teacher's duty it is to repeat, it will sink in your mind. And I'm so glad these videos are watched by 3 of my students who are lecturers in degree college. And they are saying they are using these lectures and they are asking their students also to watch. है ना? चलो. So what I am saying is 44A, maintain the books. 44AB, get it audited. 44AD, presumptive taxation for business. 44ADA, presumptive taxation for professionals. And your last one left is 44AE. If you are owning less than or up to 10 vehicles and you are a transporter, goods carriage ka business hai, per light goods vehicle, 1,000 rupees is, 7,500 is the income per month, per vehicle, part of the month. If you have purchased a vehicle on 28th of February, still for February and March, you have to take. Are you getting? For light goods vehicle, how much income I should show? 7,500 per month. 7,500 per month per vehicle. For heavy goods vehicle, it is 1,000 per month per vehicle per ton. So if it is 15 ton, 15 se multiply karo. 1,000 per ton per month per vehicle. Ma'am, how will we say the vehicle is heavy goods vehicle? Heavy goods vehicle are all the vehicles who are having the capacity to carry more than 12,000 ton of goods. Forget about the actual income and actual expense. Ma'am, 4 sections are over. Good. Thank you so much that you all are following. But please don't, it's not always necessary to say, अब इसको तो हिंदी में ही बोलेंगे. हाँ में हाँ नहीं मिलाना है. You say, today I have revised like this orally. Tomorrow I will revise by writing. Which one you are understanding, we should go. Ma'am, why you are asking? You are saying you are teaching since 2 decades. That technique I cannot apply now. Are you studying 1961 income tax now? No. You are studying Finance Act 2023. Same I am doing. Change the technique according to the requirement of students. Right? Chalo. So this is all about yesterday's class. Please make sure you are studying 43B. Kal bhi maine revise karaya tha. Today also I have revised these sections. Now, tell me one thing. Were you able to do the homework? Start with net profit, add. then less, you get the profit as per income tax and do. Is that clear to you? Right? Then one problem I want to do, and then I will start the class with. One second, huh? Dear students, I need to open the file. We will do one more problem of business head, then partnership firm. It's okay if थोड़ा क्लास इधर उधर हो गया तो. Yeah, I've given the booster note, no, for income tax GST yesterday. Huh? So I hope you all have written that also. Yeah, please come here. Now, all the problems you have solved with me yesterday. One second, huh? I didn't do the sharing. Yes. Dekho, dear students. All the problems what you have done yesterday with me, we have started with the same format. Net profit, add, less, and you get the answer. Right? Now, sometimes, ma'am, business head problem ke liye, they should give the P&L account. Now, so many times P&L account is not given. I think more than 2-3 times in the CMA exam and CA exam also they have asked this. Ki, compute the business income, but they didn't give net profit. Okay. Then what did they give? They gave receipt and payment account. See your problem number 33. All of you, please come to problem number 33. Ram Narayan is a chartered accountant, and this is the receipt, opening balance, all receipts. These are the payments closing. So as good as they have given the receipt and payment account, and some adjustments they have given, and they have asked you to compute the business income. Compute business and all other income also, pura gross total income. Now how will you start? I want the answers in chat box. गलत भी है तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन आप लिख के भेजो. Okay, send me. Are you getting what is my question? Okay, I'll ask my question again. If they give net profit, you disallow, you do some add and less technique, which I've been teaching since 3 days, and you will get the answer. But if the P&L account is not there, and if they give you receipt and payment account, then how will you prepare the final accounts? How will you compute the, not final accounts, business income? Now, one hint I only want to say, don't say, ma'am, we are expert in non-trading concern. Pehle receipt and payment say we will make the P&L account, and in P&L account we will do add and less. That much time we are not having. Anyone? I'm waiting. Array, if it is wrong, it's okay. I'm not here to test your knowledge ki itna bhi nahi aata hai. When Dipti ma'am is asking the question, I'm trying to help you dig deep, develop your analytical skill. If you get it right, appreciate it. If you don't get it right, learn it now. Yes. So many of you are live now. Comment. Shall I take from the receipt side all the business income and from the payment? See, when this is payment, there could be revenue expenditure, there could be capital expenditure, there could be any payment, right? So, good. God bless you, so that you're at least trying. Listen, all of you, I told you from receipt and payment account, we will prepare the P&L and get the net profit and then do add and less. That's a very long way. We are not having time. So what we will do is from the receipt side, directly can I prepare business income? Yes. From the payments, Forget about the capital payments, machinery purchase. जो खर्चे हैं, expense है. Can I take it? Yes. You know, when this problem was asked in the exam, I remember outside the exam center, there was so much of noise. Oh, out of portion paper, something they asked, receipt and payment, all accounts they are putting in tax. Array, simple problem. This is more easier than what we do. I could have skipped this problem and still business head is over, especially for those who have diligently watched the last two videos. You will not realize as a teacher if I skip this. But God knows out of 5-8 exam, one time, if they give receipt and payment, I want you to come and message me, ma'am, I could do because I knew this technique. देखो, balance carried down, कुछ नहीं करना है. Professional income 1,90,000. Can I take it? Professional income from profession, because he's a chartered accountant. House rent is there for 8 months. ठीक है? So that will go directly to house property. Directly, you know, like we are standing in a parking lot and we are saying, आप गाड़ी वहां लगाओ, आप वहां लगाओ, आप उधर जाओ, आप reverse लो. That's the logic. Share of income of HUF, is it exempt? HUF is paying the tax and it is distributing the profit to partners. Is it exempt? Yes. Share of profit of partnership firm, exempt. LIC policy matured, exempt. Whatever amount you get on maturity of LIC is exempt. Some cases it is taxable, but that's not applicable now. Now come to expense. Salary, rent, telephone expense, professional expense, motor car, miscellaneous office. यहाँ तक पूरा ले लो. देखो, salary, rent, telephone, professional, motor car, miscellaneous expense. Done. So I'm writing income minus expense. Take your time. I will show you the solution. I'm not solving it in writing. Doesn't mean your portion is over by ticking. After my class, it will just take 10 minutes and 6 jumbo problems are done in writing. So make sure that 2.5 hours class plus 1 hour more you're putting. Are you all going to join for the GST classes also? तो क्या होगा, यहाँ का लिंक वहां का लिंक यहाँ, because you have to write 100 marks paper together. चलो, purchase of car. Can I take purchase of car as expense? No. But can I take depreciation on 80,000 cars, depreciation 15%? Ma'am, used for less than or more than 180 days. Nothing given. Assume used for more than 180 days. Advance tax is not a business expense. You know, there we disallow the expense. Here, expense which are relevant, that only you take. Income which is relevant, that only you take. Shall we take entertainment expense? Yes. Related to business, entertainment expense are allowed. Okay? Right. Now, house property related expense. Shall I deduct 6,000 municipal taxes? Yes. Repairs, insurance collection charges. In house property, Dipti ma'am has made you learn once again only 3 expenses are allowed. Municipal tax, 30% of NAV, standard deduction, interest on loan, over and out. No other deduction is allowed. कुछ allowed नहीं है. ठीक है? Ma'am, but these are actual expenses. But against this, we are going to allow 30% standard deduction now. And balance carried down, nothing to do. Value of benefit received by client, 5,000. Okay. Professional fees के साथ 5,000 fees is received in kind. Allow the rate of depreciation on the motor car. तो मोटर कार का रेट ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन जो भी दिया है, नहीं दिया है, तो एटलीस्ट यू ऑल नो दैट ऑन मोटर कार what is the rate of the depreciation? Yeah, 15%. And we should not take it less than and all, because not required. Okay. Next, municipal value of the house is 42,000. House was self-occupied for 4 months. If the house was self-occupied for 4 months and let out, then we have to take the same concept. High, low, high. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. That or standard rent, whichever is lower. Now 42 or actual rent 32, whichever is higher. High, low, higher. Some of you have joined from business head, then please go back and watch house property till I come to computation of income. Make sure your videos are not pending. 42,000. And any doubt is there while watching the recording, click the picture and send me in Telegram. I'll surely clear it. Net NAV 30% standard deduction, and you get house property income. Business income 195. All these are business expense. aa gaya ma'am, this was so easy. ये देखो, just this much problem they have asked for 8 marks. Now I want to take a pause, ask your doubts, otherwise type me and send all clear. Will you do this problem as homework? Receipt and payment. Lot of months of efforts I have done in bringing this compiler to all of you. Literally, dear students, I am saying कि कोई भी aspect छूटना नहीं चाहिए. No, nothing should be left out. What happened? Screen तो बड़ा ही नहीं हो रहा है. Generally, one click and it goes. So, is the concept of receipt and payment clear? One second. Huh? Did I go fast or all clear to all of you? How will you solve this question? Yeah, this is the question. And this is the answer. Take all the receipts, take all the payments. Don't leave the question thinking that something they are going to ask. Now open your notebook. Clear? Then we will do the last part, assessment of partnership firm, and then we will start with capital gain. Today's screen is giving little trouble. It's not moving. See, these are all the gist notes we did yesterday. Comparison of 4480. One second, dear students, please wait. Just 1 minute, dear students. To do the mind map revision if it is clear or not. We are starting with assessment of partnership firm. You can do it separately also, but it is also having add and less concept. So we are doing it here only. For that, I want all of you to open your notebook and let us write some booster notes, and then we can do. 1 second, dear students. Thank you that it is all clear. Okay, open your notebooks. Just 2 seconds. Huh? Just thank you for waiting. Chalo, let us start now. I'm making you write some concept which generally comes for 5 marks. They will ask you one question. Assessment of partnership firm. All the aspects I'll cover up in the coming 10 minutes, so pay attention. From partnership firm. PFS partnership firm. Are you writing also? If my writing is not clear, then listen and write. From partnership firm, partner will get. All the concepts we are doing now. From partnership firm, partner will get number 1, share of profit. Put a dash, write down exempt. Share of the profit is exempt. Partnership firm is already paying the tax and then they are sharing the profits with the partner. So that partner receiving the share of the profit, again it will not pay tax. Okay? Right. Now they are receiving interest. Who is receiving interest? On capital, partner. Okay? It is allowed up to rate in deed or 12%, whichever is lower. If you don't write and watch the screen and then take the screenshot, nothing will fit into your mind. I'm waiting for you to take the notes, click the pictures of note written and send it in the Telegram. All these material, classes, everything is available free. तो उतना तो कर सकते हैं आप. करेंगे? Write down the notes. It's okay if whatever is your handwriting or you are not using 2-3 colored pens. No problem. How much interest is allowed to partner from the firm? Rate which is mentioned in deed or 12%, whichever is lower. If rate mentioned in the deed is 10%, so 10% interest is allowed. But the deed is prepared from, say for example, deed is prepared from 1st August 2023. Can you say, ma'am, in interest is paid from 1st April? Deed may be added in August. If you added in August, then interest will be allowed from August. Is this clear to all of you? How much interest on capital is allowed? Yeah. Remaining will be disallowed in the firm. Firm is saying, no, I am very happy. I'll pay 20% interest. Indeed. How much is allowed for partnership firm? For partnership firm, interest paid to partner is expense. How much interest is allowed? 12%. Disallowed for partnership firm. Kitna? 11%. I want all of you to write. MCQs are asked this in depth. Dekho. Interest in deed is 23%. So firm to debited interest credited capital 23%. Now allowed for partnership firm is only 12%. So 11% is disallowed in the hands of the partnership firm only. So this is taxable in the hands of the partnership firm. Partnership firm is paying 11% extra interest which is added in the hands of the firm and firm is paying tax. Now my question to you all is, what will be taxable interest for partner? What will be the taxable interest for partner? Bolo? 23% firm gave, 12% is allowed. 11% is disallowed, hence added in the return of firm. Firm is only paying the tax. So what will be the interest which is taxable in the hands of partner? That's my question. I'm waiting for answers in the chat box. So many of you are live there, here. Bolo. Interest taxable in the hands of the partner will be 12%. This point is given in the page 1 of this chapter. I told that time I will explain later because it's quite in-depth. No problem. Good that at least you tried. Great. See, 23% interest firm is paying to partner. Firm के हाथ में 12% is only allowed as expense. Remaining 11% is disallowed in the hands of the firm only. So firm is only paying the tax in remaining 11%. How much is allowed as expense for the firm? 12. So how much will be treated as income for the partner? 12. Ma'am, but partner is receiving 23. But taxable interest will only be 12 because 11% interest is disallowed. Hence taxable in the hands of firm only. Why again it will be taxable? Without this in depth also, again I'm saying this chapter is over. बट अगर ये समझ में आ गया ना तो ऐसे आवाज आनी चाहिए, ताली बजाना है खुद के लिए. You know, this also raises energy, shaking. When you shift the subject, shake. Do this, do some dancing, whatever you like. It works. It causes a shift in the mindset and then things are going inside. ठीक है? I hope interest part is clear. चलो एक काम करते हैं. Keep the notebook open. अभी remuneration आएगा. For interest, because it's very interesting, no? I have created these examples on my own. Interest paid to partner from the firm is not deductible. 1 second, dear students. कहीं कुछ डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था, वापस से ऑन कर दिया है. चलो देखो, interest paid to partner is not deductible unless following conditions are fulfilled. It should be authorized by in accordance with the partnership deed. It should relate to period falling after the deed. If partnership is from April, you can't pay the interest from April. You want to pay, then deed also should be in April. Clear to all of you? Right. It should not exceed 12%. Now look at the screen, and actually this is your answer to be allowed. देखते हैं समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं. How much interest is paid? 10%. Deed में 10%. Allowed is 10%. Interest paid is 15. Deed में it is 13. So deed में or 12%, whichever is lower. 12% से ज़्यादा, more than 12% interest is not allowed. So even though, ma'am, but in 13 is mentioned in the deed, at least 13 you allow, no? Deed का क्या value है? Deed interest cannot exceed 12%. Now, 15% they have paid, but deed is silent. If deed is silent, then no interest is allowed. 20% they have paid. Okay. And 18% is there in deed. How much will be allowed? 12. 15 they have paid, but in deed it is 10. Now in deed it is 10. So can you allow 12? No, only up to 10. As per deed or 12%, whichever is lower. If you practice this again, it will be very clear to all of you. 30% पे किया, deed में भी 30%. Allow कितना होगा? 12. And if they give that 36,000 interest is paid as per 18%. 12% के हिसाब से कितना? Can you cross multiply? 18% interest is 36,000. 12% is how much? And 6% which is disallowed is how much? Right? Share of profit received is exempt. Now let us go to salary and remuneration. This also I want all of you to write 2 minutes and then go to your notebook. Interest के example समझ में आए? Anyone is having any doubt in example? I hope you are also having this DT compiler with you. है? चलो अभी हम देखते हैं CBIT. Salary, remuneration, commission paid to partner. How much it is allowed? Up to 3 lakh book profit. Ma'am, what do you mean by book profit? Net profit add and less करने के बाद. Net profit add and less करने के बाद. ठीक है? Up to 3 lakh book profit. How much salary you can pay? 90% of the book profit or 1,50,000, whichever is higher. Ma'am, how we are going to remember this? So suppose if the book profit is 3 lakh, what is 3 lakh ka 90%? Bolo? 2,70,000 or 1,50,000, whichever is higher. So pay 270. Suppose if it's only 30,000 book profit. So what is 30,000 book profit ka 90%? 27,000. So can you say to partner, you have put great effort, but this time there is no profit. Or suppose if there is a net loss of 8 lakhs. Now, even if there is a net loss, you can pay 90% of book profit. Ab wo to aayega nahi. 1,50,000. I'm doing lot of efforts I'm putting to explain the concept. Because I don't want you to just buttify the things. Yes, I learn kar lo. क्या है देखो नेट लॉस. Net loss is 8 lakhs. So even in case of loss 8 lakhs, can I pay at least 1,50,000? Itna minimum remuneration. That's why they have given this. You can't say sorry, I'm into losses this time in the firm. So though partner, you are a working partner, you have worked very hard, will not give you any remuneration. They give at least 1,50,000. So up to 3 lakhs, 90% and all. And now second part is balance of book profit. Above 3 lakhs, 60% of the book profit. Just write this and when I solve the problems, it will be very clear to all of you. इसको लिख लो. I decided at least 45 minutes, 1 hour, even if it goes for business head, it's worth doing. Finish writing, then tell me done. AC all clear. Done. Okay. Orally, can we talk how much interest we can pay? Indeed, or 12%, whichever is lower. How much remuneration we can pay? Up to 3 lakh of book profit. What is book profit? Net profit add less करने के बाद what comes is called as book profit. So up to 3 lakh of book profit, 1,50,000 or 90%, whichever is lower. Balance book profit above 3 lakhs, it is 60%. ठीक है? Right. Let us apply this and quickly solve some problems. ये देखो. How much interest is allowed? 12%. Now, how much remuneration is allowed to partners? It should be authorized in deed. It should be for a period after deed. If deed is made on 1st August, interest and salary will also be allowed from 1st August. It is paid to working partner up to 3 lakhs, or in case of loss, 1,50,000 or 90%, whichever is higher. And on balance, 60% of the book profit. Okay, right. What is book profit is already made clear to all of you. And disallowed expense, remuneration, if any, paid, because we want the profit before remuneration, right? Okay, let us take up this problem. The profit and loss account of Batliwala and Co. It's a partnership firm of chartered accountants is given. Professional fees is given. All expenses are given. So always start with net profit. Expenses include 15,000 being personal. So personal expenses, if they are debited, add back, not allowed. In expense, if 15,000 are personal expense, scratch, reduce. If you reduce the expense, what's the impact on profit? Profit will increase. Depreciation as per Act is 21, as per books is 25. So add 25, deduct 21. Now, interest on capital is 36,000 as per 18%. 18% के हिसाब से 36,000. How much interest is allowed? 12%. So 6% will be disallowed. Excess interest disallowed, add back. 18% interest is 36,000. 6% is how much? 12,000. Add back. So interest add karne. Remuneration to partner we are going to calculate. So if any fake remuneration they have already debited 120, can we add back? 120 remuneration they have already debited and then they got the net profit. We want the profit before remuneration, right? And these three adjustments we have taken care. Add back depreciation as per books of accounts, deduct the depreciation as per income tax, and so on. So now 2,90,000 is the book profit for remuneration. Okay. Book profit कितना आ रहा है? 290. तो 1,50,000 or 2,90,000 का 90%, whichever is higher. So how much maximum remuneration they can pay, dear students? 261. This or this. Why 150? Because if it's a loss or if it's negligible profit, at least 1,50,000 we should pay, no? So this or up to 3 lakh hai to 90%, whichever is higher, right? So 290 is the maximum remuneration they can pay. Sorry, not 290, 261, 90%. But they have paid how much, which you have added back, how much they paid? 120. Will you allow 120? Yes. Shall we solve one problem in writing? Are you all ready to do that? एक problem करते हैं writing में. देख के बोलो मुझे. Or is it clear? Then we will start with capital gain because here we complete everything. Homework I'll give, no, of course, for partnership firm, good questions are there. Shall we solve one problem? Yeah, even instead of net profit, if it is a net loss, add will be add, less will be less. That you all know. Minus and plus minus. वो BODMAS के rules सबको पता है. चलो. One more problem you want to check? Let us do. Vishwa Industries, it's a partnership firm. P&L account is given to you. And net profit is 125. So start with 125. Remove all garbage. Credit side extra income. Creditors written off. Creditors written off is nothing but a hi-fi name for discount received. It's an income. 5 minutes and we will start with capital gain. Dividend from UTI. Remove. Why? Why you want to do less for dividend? because it's taxable in income from other sources. Now, salaries allowed, rent, printing, stationery, ये सब allowed है. Salaries include 120 paid to working partner X and 80 paid to Y. So whatever remuneration you have already paid, add back. Are you all with me? Whatever remuneration you have already paid, add back so that you get book profit for the purpose of calculation of remuneration. So add back 120 and 80,000. That's 2 lakh. I hope you are getting. Whatever remuneration they and salary they have given, add back. Rent of 24,000 is paid to the premises belonging to partner Y, who has let it out, not left, let it out to the firm. Can we pay rent to the partner? Yes, it's allowed. So nothing to do for second HSO. Interest is paid 60,000, includes interest on capital paid to Y at the rate of 20%. Y को 20% interest pay किया and we have put it here. How much interest have we paid to Y? 60,000. 20%. How much is the interest can be allowed to partner? 20%? No. How much is allowed? 12%. So disallowed or added back. See, I have paid 20% interest to partner. Department is saying only 12% is allowed. Remaining 8% I will add back. 60,000 is 20%, 8% is kitna? Simple. Out of PF contribution, 7,000 is outstanding. Section 43B. If provident fund is outstanding and not paid, it's disallowed. You have to pay it before due date of filing the return. Now, firm purchased goods costing, issuing cross check and bank draft, except in 175,000. See, if firm is making purchases, it is doing expense on a single day above 10,000 in cash. You're caught up in section 40. मैम ठीक है 75,000 कैश में खरीदा 10,000 तो अलाउ करो नहीं होता ना 175,000 is wholly disallowed. So you have to add back because it is paid in cash. And you have to deduct. You are getting 480. Are we ready now for the remuneration? Yeah? In 4,18,000. Up to 3,00,000, 90%, 270. Remaining 1,18,000. 3,00,000 pay 60%. 1,18,000 pay 3,00,000 pay 90%, sorry, 270 and 180 pay 60% is this. So 3,40,800 is the maximum remuneration. This is the maximum, but how much they have paid? 2,00,000. So will you allow 2,00,000? Yes, because it's within the limit. So after doing add and less, what is the profit? This 2,00,000 remuneration is allowed. And then you get the income and tax. So check the solution. Be very honest with me. This benefit is given to only you all because you all are committed to attend live. If you say, ma'am, solve one more question. Yeah, is it clear to you instead of net profit, it's a net loss? तो भी add तो add ही होगा, less तो less ही होगा. I don't know, I'm able to correlate this with non-integrated accounts. समझ में आ रहा है आप सबको? Yeah, right. Check this problem, check your watches. 1 hour is over. We are taking a break and we are doing today beautiful base building for capital gain. What is capital asset? What is transfer? Definition में बहुत change है अभी आज से. I mean, if this financial year, there are few things added in the capital gain asset that we will check and how to compute capital gain. Rest we will continue tomorrow. Take a break and assemble back in 5 minutes. So we have completed one of the jumbo topics, that is business head. Take your time to complete the remaining two problems are there. For partnership firm, वो homework है आपको करना है and do it in writing, and while doing it in writing, write the duration also. Yes? Is the volume and all clear? Okay. Chalo. Let us begin with the next topic. This topic is very easy. The name of the topic is capital gain, but the basket is little wide. Wide means while solving the problems, I have seen this after doing regular batch mein like around 8-10 classes, capital gain goes on. So after doing 2-3 classes, students are able to work out the capital gain problem in 5 to 7 minutes. Business heads take minimum 10 minutes, but वो तो 5 minutes में होगा, sale consideration, this. But while solving the problem, you have to remember many things. So like this, it has stretched and there is some extra information in the problem which you have to check carefully. Okay? So today's class is dedicated for the base building of the capital gain. What is capital asset? How do you decide it is short term or long term? How do you decide the age of the capital asset? How do you compute? Indexation कैसे करेंगे? And other things. Base level preparation we will do. Tomorrow we will do the core part of capital gain. Again, day after tomorrow, exemptions and more problems. Okay? Let it go for like 2.5 class में तो नहीं होगा. 3.5 भी चलने तो no problem. And after doing this business head and house property. House property का exam नहीं हुआ ना? So house property and business head, you all are going to write exam this Sunday. Already students who have enrolled for the booster exam, they've completed writing the exam for salary chapter nahi hua hai. You all have written the exam for residential status and basics, right? So now you'll be writing the exam for house property and business head this Sunday. Okay? All right, chalo. Knock knock. When do you enter business head? When you are doing business or profession. When do you enter house property? When there is owner and tenant. Shake, shake, shake. I hope आप लोग सब बाहर जाके पानी पी के आए, हवा खा के आए, धूप खा के आए, right or not? So the reason of shaking and moving and coming back is that energy changes and again we are fresh, ready to receive. Chalo. So when do you enter this capital gain chapter? Let me tell you, every return might have business or professional income every year. Rental income every year. Capital gain doesn't come every year. Only when you transfer the capital asset. So, ma'am, what is capital asset? Chargeability section 45 says, is there a capital asset? Yes. Is it transferred? Yes. Is there a capital gain or capital loss? Yes. Aajao. We will show you how to compute. Clear to all of you once again. Is there a capital asset? Yes. Is it transferred? See, if there is capital asset, I may have building assets, shares, investment, gold, jewelry, open plot. सब है मेरे पास नहीं है just बता रही है सब example of capital asset. So if you hold capital asset, there's no problem. But if you transfer the capital asset and that transfer of the capital asset, you are getting capital gain or loss, then you enter the set. So let us start with chargeability section 45, which talks about what is a capital asset. Okay? What is? Any notes you want, you can write here also. See, this is what message I've put yesterday also. Stop giving excuses to yourself. As you can't write exam mein na, question number 5A attempted A. Question number 5B. Sorry, was absent in Dipti ma'am's class. There was a wedding. Health was. Can you write? No, na? I hope you have got some message. There should be capital asset. It should be transferred and there should be gain or loss. Then you enter this head. Okay? Right. Capital asset. Now, what is capital asset? Property of any kind. Fixed or circulating. Movable or immovable. So car and all, plant and machinery and all, building, land, tangible or intangible, patents, copyrights, all. Held by SSE, whether or not connected with business. So business asset and personal asset. In my business asset, you know, whenever asset is sold and if there is a profit, is treated as short-term capital gain. Loss is treated as short-term capital loss. Okay? But other than business, I'm having at my home as my personal asset, a jewelry, a building, open plot, lot of property in villages. Are these all also capital assets? Yes. A village is rural hai to nahi hoga. Dekho kaise. So capital asset means any kind of the asset, fixed or circulating, movable, immovable, tangible, intangible, related to business or personal. Sab aa jayega. Yeah? Right. Except or any securities held by foreign institutional investor which has invested in accord. You know, foreign institutional investors are a group of foreigners who form a group and invest in India. So for them also, whatever they invest is a capital asset. Acha, this also includes your shares, debentures, all. Except it does not include. Means these points are, I want all of you to write, not a capital asset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are not a capital asset. What's the first one? Stock in trade. You know what is stock in trade? Trading account mein my opening and closing stock. I am dealing into purses. So I'll buy the bags, I'll sell the bags. So bag is my asset? Yes. You write down here because stock in trade is the current assets and we are talking about fixed asset. If you are dealing in laptops, you buy 40, 50 laptops and sell it to all the dealers in Hyderabad. समझ में आ रहा है? So you are buying laptop, selling. What is laptop for you? Stock in trade. Right now, I am teaching you through touch screen laptop. For me, laptop is what? Asset. For a person who's running jewelry, jewelry is stock in trade. It's not a capital asset. Buying the jewelry, selling the jewelry, उसका काम है. But for me, if I am having 2 gold necklaces, then they are personal assets. They are taxable. So any stock in trade is not a capital asset. Personal effect, movable property, including wearing apparel, furniture, is not a capital asset. घर का जो furniture है. So if you purchase 3 ACs, 2 for office, 1 for home. The office में जो लगा है, that will be depreciable. The one which is put up at home, neither it is depreciable nor it is a capital asset. But exclude personal effects are not a capital asset, but they exclude jewelry. That means these all are taxable. Jewelry, antiques, drawings, paintings, sculptures, work of art. They are not personal effect, means I want all of you to write they are taxable. Consequently, on transfer of this capital gain lagega. Now jewelry includes silver, gold, platinum, precious metal, diamonds and all. Whether or not worked or sewn in wearing apparel. Superb. So I have 3 huge diamonds, but they are not in my locker. I have put it in a jacket. Can I say, ये jacket तो मेरा पहनने का है. This is my personal effect. This is not a asset. But in that jacket, if I have studied it with 3 diamonds worth 3 crores, then that is my capital asset. So once again, what is not a capital asset? Stock in trade. Then personal effect, furniture and all. But in that, what is a capital asset? Jewelry. Yeah. Next is rural agricultural land in India. What is rural agricultural land? In city ka limit ke beyond 8 kilometers radius you live. Now what is the land is called as agricultural land. Area lying within a distance not exceeding 8 kilometers from the local limits. Okay, then they are called as rural agricultural land. Specified gold bonds, bearer bonds, gold deposit bonds. We are having a lot of gold individually, but government ke paas nahi hai. The government is saying, give us the gold. We will keep it in our reserve. Whenever you want to encash at market rate, you can. So they have issued gold monetization bonds and all. They are not specifically treated as capital asset. Ma'am, what about shares and all? Yes. Shares, debentures, all will be a capital asset. So take your time. I'm also taking my time. Coming 15-20 minutes, we will check what is capital asset and not. What is the definition of transfer? And what is the, do we decide the age of capital asset? Like it's your age, like it's my age. Like that, the age of the capital asset will decide whether you're holding a short-term asset or a long-term. Because based on that, the capital gain will differ. And based on time, the taxability of the capital gain will differ. So these topics are like very important for case studies, MCQs. We are not doing jumbo problems now for 6 to 8 marks from capital gain chapter. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do day after tomorrow when we do exemptions. आज तो क्या करेंगे? Definition. I'm waiting for everyone. Is the definition clear? There are 2 amendments. I'm coming to that now. Yes, all the amendments of financial year 23-24 are covered in these videos. Capital assets includes property, movable, immovable, related to business or not, tangible, intangible. But it does not include stock in trade. It does not include personal effects, furniture, and your clothing. You may be having 5 lakh rupees shirt of Ritu Kumar and like that brands. Still, it's not taxable. But it excludes jewelry, paintings, sculptures, antiques. They are all taxable. And jewelry not in the form of gold, silver jewelry, bullion, coins, gold biscuits, or diamonds and all in the wearing apparel. So many people have wearing apparel for God and deities at home, and in that they put up diamonds and jewelry. Very well, it is taxable. Rural agricultural land is exempt from capital gain, and special gold bonds, bearer bonds, and gold deposit bonds. ठीक है? This was for collecting the gold from the public and increasing the gold reservoir of government. And whenever you want, you can encash it. Two things have been added in the list of capital asset. First one is ULIP. What is the full form of ULIP? Unit Linked Insurance Plan. This is a recent amendment, and this says ULIP. Okay. If it is LIP, it will be taxable in other source. Whenever you take a unit linked insurance plan and your single premium exceeds 2,50,000, or put together all the policies premium exceed 2,50,000, then on maturity, whatever amount you get, it will be taxable as ULIP. It will not be exempt under 1010D. TDS भी लगेगा 194D में आएगा. When I do TDS chapter, I'll link up. Right now, what is ULIP is clear? Unit linked insurance plan. Ma'am, earlier you said on maturity of ULIP nothing is taxable. Yeah, but whatever ULIP you have paid the premium, single premium exceeds 2,50,000, or put together all the premium exceeds 2,50,000, then on maturity it's going to be taxable. If ULIP is held for more than 12 months on maturity, it is taxable as 112A. Like you have long-term capital gain on listed shares. See, if it is overdose of information, then tell me, I will pause and we'll continue tomorrow. My purpose is to teach you today definitions, transfer, age of the capital asset, and taxability. किस पे कितना tax, ये सब linked है. So these base level topics, if you revise also at home, you'll understand tomorrow's class better. Huh? ULIP, if it is held for more than 12 months, it will be taxable as long-term capital gain. If it is held for less than 12 months, it will be taxable as 15%. इसमें कोई indexation कुछ नहीं मिलता. Next capital asset which is taxable is virtual digital asset. Now some of the materials, CMA, CS and all, they have included virtual digital asset in income from other source. Now whether you include there or you include here, the concept is one and the same. Then why ma'am there and here? That also will be clear. You all know what is virtual digital asset? बहुत चल रहा है अभी cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Litecoin. So these virtual digital asset, 115 BBH says, whenever you sell the virtual digital asset, whatever gain will come, it will be either capital gain or business income. Now, how to decide? Let us read word to word. Under section 115 BBH, virtual digital asset is taxable. Yeah. It is treated as capital asset, means any kind, whether or not connected with business. Cryptocurrency may be deemed as capital asset if acquired by a person for purpose. In such case, any gain arising, if you treat it as capital asset, it will become a capital gain. If cryptocurrency is purchased in bulk for buying and selling, you can treat it as business income. Are you getting? Huh? Cryptocurrency income is taxable at flat 30%. Just like your casual income, lottery and all. No deduction is allowed for any expenditure except for the cost. Cryptocurrency I have purchased in 8 lakhs, I have sold in 10 lakhs. 2 lakh pay, I have to pay 30% tax. 8 lakh is allowed, expense is allowed. Ma'am, but 2 lakh, no, I am a housewife. Up to 2.5 lakh basic exemption. No basic exemption in virtual digital asset. No other expense allowed. You cannot set off capital gain में somewhere else there is a loss. Can you say वो loss यहाँ set off करेंगे? नहीं होता ना ऐसे, बिल्कुल नहीं होता, right? So this is all about the virtual digital asset. 115 BBH. It provides that no deduction in respect of expenditure is allowed, right? No deduction is allowed for cost of improvement and all. Indexation benefit is also not allowed. Yeah. The definition of transfer shall apply for the purpose of computation of tax pertaining to income from transfer. Loss arising from VDA cannot be adjusted against any other income. Virtual digital asset loss you cannot set off in the capital gain from transfer of house property से उसमें से set off नहीं होता, ऐसे नहीं होता. Any other loss you cannot set off here. Okay, virtual digital asset में तो 2 लाख की income है, but I have earlier long term capital loss. Can I set off? No. Did I skip one thing? Even indexation is not allowed. Indexation benefit will also not be available. Yeah. And TDS mein one section is added this year, 194S. So they say that virtual digital asset mein any sum by way of transfer of VDA, 1% on the sale consideration you have to deduct TDS. So if I have transferred 10 lakh virtual digital asset to you, you have to pay me 10 lakh. I am the seller, you are the buyer. Buyer will deduct in 10 lakh 1% TDS, pay to government 10,000 and remaining you will give. Yes? A gift of digital asset will also be taxed in the hands of recipient if it exceeds 50,000. Take your time and tell me, is it all clear? Very base level definitions we are doing. Let us talk everything about virtual digital asset. Virtual digital assets are like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Whenever you are trading in virtual digital asset and it's huge trading, you're buying, selling, you can take it as business income. Once in a while, like you're holding it not as stock and trade, as investment, then profit on virtual digital assets sold is taxable under capital gain. From the sale consideration, only cost is allowed to be deducted. No other losses you can set off. इसका loss कहीं set off नहीं होगा. Indexation नहीं मिलेगा. And whatever is the profit coming on virtual digital asset, it is taxable at 30% flat, like your capital gain income. All points are clear. No basic exemption, no set off of other losses. ये loss कहीं बाहर जाके set off नहीं होगा. ठीक है? Right. So that's all. Okay. And overall, what is ULIP? Unit linked insurance plan. If the single premium exceeds 2,50,000 or so many ULIP you have taken put together, the premium exceeds 2,50,000. Then on maturity, ULIP is always taxable in capital gain. Other than unit link, just LIP you have paid. Then on maturity, the amount received will be taxable in income from other sources. Are you clear with what is a capital asset and what is not a capital asset? ये समझ में आया आप सबको? Clear? Sure. Now, you know, like my age, don't ask my age, I'm just saying, like my age, your age, like that, age of the capital asset will decide whether it will be short term or long term. If you hold an asset for long term, when you sell, it will be long term capital gain or loss. अगर short term है तो short term. मैम क्या फर्क पड़ता है long term है या short term है? It will affect the taxability. Clear to all of you? Yeah, right. Now let us see. Listed securities, units of UTI, zero coupon bonds. I hope the names are clear to you. Like we have shares in company, like that we have units in UTI. Zero coupon bonds, listed securities, ULIP, excluding this is a major amendment this year. Excluding market linked debentures and units of specified mutual fund. इन दोनों को छोड़ दो. Rest, securities, units of UTI, zero coupon bonds. If you hold for less than up to 12 months is short term, more than 12 months long term. Unlisted shares, land and building, up to 24 months short term, otherwise long term. Debt oriented funds, unlisted securities, other capital asset like jewelry and virtual digital asset and all. If you hold up to 36 months and sell, short term, otherwise long term. सिर्फ पहले यहां तक बोलो क्लियर है. मैम, why did they exclude market linked debentures? No, these kind of debentures are linked with market return, and rate of interest on such debentures is also floating. And units of specified mutual fund. Are you getting? Market linked debentures. The interest rate and return and all will be decided because those money will be put up in the market, and some specified mutual fund. Now, what are there? I think you can skip the definition. For this year, what did they say? Market linked debentures and specified mutual funds, whenever you transfer, it will be treated as short term. And taxable. Short term matlab tax 15% hoga, no, as per the tax rule. That's what they have changed from this year. Finished learning these three bits. फिर से एक बार. Units of UTI, zero coupon bond, listed securities which are listed in stock exchange, up to 12 months short term, otherwise long term. Unlisted shares, land and building up to 24 months, otherwise. And debt oriented fund, unlisted securities and all up to 36 months, otherwise long term. So your recently added virtual digital asset, jewelry, all has come in 36 months. ULIP has gone in 12 months. And one thing removed from 12 months is market linked debentures and mutual fund. Whenever you transfer, they said you treat it as short term capital gain, irrespective of period of holding. Market linked debentures, even if you are holding for 7 years and transferring because it's market related, just put it. Clear to all of you? Chalo. Tax rates, we can do it little later, otherwise you'll get confused. This is a beautiful table on my own I have made for the tax rates. Now, right now, whenever you transfer a capital asset, you have to pay the tax. So what is transfer? In brief, we are seeing in detail for one concept, one problem. One concept, one problem. वो कल का class है. Transfer is sale. Outrightly, if I sell the property, capital gain. Exchange. I'll sell you my property. Against the sale consideration, you are selling me jewelry. Will it be a barter system, capital gain for all? Yes. Relinquishment of asset. I said this asset doesn't belong to me. I was discussing GST with some students and there came a concept called as deemed supply. मैंने sell नहीं किया, but I have claimed input tax credit on this AC. After using for 10 years, I have just given it, disposed of to a nearby orphanage. So I have availed ITC. So while going, I have to pay the tax. Same way. Relinquishment of asset is okay. From today, this plot doesn't belong to me. I will give it to an orphanage. Is it a transfer? Yes. Extinguishment of asset, loss by fire. Example likho. Loss by fire. I want all of you to write. What happens in fire? Your plant and machinery is destroyed in fire. So is your right getting extinguished? Yes. Compulsory acquisition under law. I didn't want it to transfer or sell, but government compulsory acquired my shop for the metro work. So it's a transfer. Conversion of this, I will do the problems tomorrow. Fourth one, market, very important. I want all of you to write refer question and answer. Capital asset is converted into stock in trade and stock in trade is sold. Maturity or redemption of zero coupon bonds. It is a transfer. Zero coupon bonds I have got in 85. and now the value is 100 when I transfer it. When I redeem it after 6 years, is it a transfer? Yes. Did you understand this? I had jewelry, 2 necklace. Now I'm opening jewelry store. So I'm transferring my personal jewelry also to business, and then it is sold in business. So this transfer of personal asset into stock in trade is very well. See, I can sell jewelry to XYZ, so be capital gain. I can sell jewelry to my own business. Ma'am, how capital gain is computed? Look at your next 5 pages. For every concept, one solved example in a flowchart way I have given. Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's class is dedicated to core problems of capital gain which are repeatedly asked. Day after tomorrow, we'll do the stamp duty, the advance money forfeited, and exemptions. Of course, it will go on for at least 4 classes. So थोड़ा आराम से करो. I know, मैम ये DT का fast track batch है कि क्या, but 10 classes we are making it into 4. उससे कम तो नहीं होगा. I cannot say, yeah, this is definition of transfer, read it and move ahead. That I have done in the revision video. How many of you attending practice batch have checked the revision videos? What's the difference in the practice batch and revision videos? Revision videos, all the concepts are revised in 1.5 hour. So for repeated listening, if you're traveling, if you're waiting somewhere, you can put your headphones and repeatedly revise the concept. You need not sit and work problem. Practice batch, you have to work each and everything. Like today, when I said write down the remuneration paid to partner, you should have written. And if you have written, click the picture, send it in Telegram to motivate others. Forget about how is your writing. Okay? So transfer includes sale, exchange, relinquishment, extinguishment for asset. The best example is loss by fire. Compulsory acquisition, clear as सबको capital asset converted into stock in trade. I gave this jewelry showroom example. Maturity of bonds, possession of immovable property in part performance of the contract. Yes, right. And beneficial enjoyment. Now, what is a transfer but it is exempt? Theory question or MCQ. Just read it. R for reading. इसको learn करने की जरूरत नहीं है, but just know it. Is it a transfer? Yes. I'll give you like base level example. I gifted a property open plot which was in my name to my son. Is it a gift? Yeah. Is it a transfer? I've transferred the plot from my name to my son's name with all property and paperwork. Is it a transfer? Yes. But it is a gift? Yes. What is the amount or consideration I'm getting? 0. Anda. When you gift someone, do you know the price of that? Do you take back anything? No. Gift is gift. So gifting of property or asset to relative is a transfer, but it is exempt. Like that, let us see the cases wherein it is taxable and exempt. Can we have some noise in the chat box? AC, all clear or not clear? Or what you want me to revise tomorrow when we start again? Tomorrow's class is problem exactly the way they have asked in exam. Related to shares and bonus issue related to conversion. Day after tomorrow, exemptions. And then one class only we will be working out problem. Don't come in the 4th class of capital gain if you have not heard 1, 2, 3. अब bouncer जाएगा मैम क्या problem solve करें. चलो. Transactions not to be treated as transfer whereas actually they are transfer. Distribution of capital asset by company to shareholders in liquidation. When company is shutting down, liquidating, then company is transferring few assets to shareholder. Shareholder, listen, you are the owner of the company. We don't have money to pay you. You keep this property. So the asset transferred to shareholder at the time of band, closing of the company, liquidation. It is a transfer. Distribution of capital asset at the time of partial partition of HUF. You know, when HUF is there, Karta and co-partners, and they have this property in which hotel is running right now. बाद में partition कर लिया. They have divided the part. So partition of HUF में a part of the property is transferred from the HUF to the partners. Is it taxable? Yes. Distribution of capital asset under a gift or a will or irrevocable trust. Huh? So whenever there's a transfer by way of gift or by will or by inheritance, you all know what is will, how it works? Taxable. Transfer of capital asset by company to its 100% subsidiary, taxable. 100% subsidiary to holding, not taxable, but it is a transfer. Transfer of capital asset by amalgamating company. Amalgamating company. A company is getting merged into B. So A's asset will also be transferred to B. No, taxable. Just see what I have written. For theory, for MCQs, just have a reading. You'll have in the back of your mind. Transfer of capital asset in case of demerger. When the companies are splitting, what belonged to A and Co, now a part is A and Co, another is B and Co. So there is transfer. These transfers are not taxable, but these are transfer. Transfer of demerger resulting into shareholders of demerged company. So if there is a capital asset, scheme of demerger by demerged company to resulting company is new company, demerged company is old company, old to new company, new to old company. If there is a transfer of capital asset, taxable. Transfer of shares by shareholder in scheme of amalgamation. I was until now a shareholder of A Limited. A Limited got amalgamated with B. So I have to transfer the shares, surrender back to company A, and I will get the new shares of B. ये सब practically हमारे around हो रहा है. Transfer of rupee denominated bond outside India by one non-resident to another. Just know it, not much important. NRI part is there in final. Transfer of government security outside India by one non-resident. Redemption of sovereign gold bonds. I told you, government is saying you have 2 kgs of gold, give us. We will give you the market value of gold in the form of bonds. But after years, I want to sell my gold and get money, then sell the sovereign gold bonds. So will there be a capital gain on gold bonds? No. Why government? This I want all of you to learn on. They are asking in MCQ. Why government is saying it's a transfer. When you redeem the bond, it's a transfer. But sovereign gold transfer is exempt. Why government is saying it's exempt? क्यों exempt है ये? To encourage people to put the money in sovereign gold bonds. It's very easy, dear students, for Dipti ma'am. I've taught you the basics. This is not a transfer. Read and come from home. Any doubt is there, ask. But I'm reading, I'm giving examples because so many times question is asked. Transfer of urban land before it is exempt up to taxable. After, what is urban agricultural land? Within the heart of the city, next to my bungalow, I'm having an open plot and their organic farming is done. Afterwards, that plot is sold. Is it taxable? Yes. Transfer of capital asset to government or university. Yes, it is a transfer. This is very important. We will solve question for this tomorrow. Transfer or conversion of bonds. See, I have issued debentures. So I've told to my debenture holders, after 6 years, I will redeem. After 6 years, I don't have money to pay to debenture holders, but I have to redeem. Can I say, okay, debenture holders, listen, instead of redeeming debentures and giving you money, can I issue you shares? Yeah, they will happily accept because they'll also start getting dividend. So conversion of debentures into shares, it is a transfer, but it is exempt. See, these all are transfer, dear students, but they are exempt. Sure, you will all watch the revision video and you will also watch the earlier videos if you want to attend these live classes. And do attend live class. There's a, you say, मैं खुद की बात क्या बोलूं? You all say, so many of you are live now. Can you comment, make some noise, say something, whether there is a different kind of focus or not, what you are learning. Recording may we are tempted 1.5 speed. This will not work. 1.5 speed, so I'm already teaching. This is a fast track batch. 1.5 when you do know, you understand. But you will not learn it utna fast, for sure. Conversion of preference shares into equity, yes. Transfer of units in mutual fund. You are transferring your units from one scheme to another. Yeah, right. Conversion of partnership firm into company. So obviously, if partnership firm is getting converted into company or private company is getting converted into LLP, there will be transfer of asset, but it will be exempt. Thank you. Put the message, all of you. At least for this, all complimentary classes, notes, all, you can comment below. You can share it. After the video is uploaded, also comment. Can someone go back and write the duration where we started capital gain, where we started the assessment of partnership firm? It will be a great help. Transfer of paintings. Ma'am, you said painting, antiques and all, if they are transferred very well, there is capital gain. It's a capital asset. But if you transfer to museum, in Hyderabad, we have a beautiful museum called Salarjung Museum. In the plot in which I was digging and making my bungalow, one antique is recovered. I said, okay, let us donate it to museum. Let so many people come and view it. Is that transfer? Yes. Is it exempt? Yes. Transfer of capital asset by banking company to institution in scheme of amalgamation. Like companies are merged, banks are also merging. Like Vijaya Bank is now merged to Bank of Baroda. Some more Punjab National Bank. So like this, when banks are also merging, right? All, I had my account earlier in State Bank of Hyderabad, State Bank of Travancore, State Bank of Bikaner. Now all these state banks are State Bank of India. So is there a transfer of asset? Yes. Conversion of gold into electronic gold and vice versa. Isko bhi star mark karo. So I think 2, 3 I have asked you to star mark, which are important. Redemption of sovereign gold bonds is transfer and exempt. Conversion of bonds into debentures, it is a transfer and exempt. And the last one, gold bonds and all. Okay, clear? So until now, what we have done, dear students? What is the capital asset? Added in that two things, ULIP and virtual digital asset. ULIP 110% of chances of getting question in MCQ, 2,50,000 wala limit. And for normal LIP, the limit is 5 lakh. It's taxable in other source. ULIP 2,50,000 single premium are all put together, taxable in capital. Virtual digital asset, you can tax in capital gain, or you can tax as business, or you can tax in other source. Kahin bhi tax karo, it's going to be taxable at flat 30%. Age of the capital asset. Hold up to 12 months, listed shares and debentures and all. In that, excluded from this year is market linked debentures, mutual funds. Even if you hold market linked debentures for 7 years, whenever it is transferred, it's short term capital gain. वही होगा. फिर हमने क्या देखा? ट्रांसफर की डेफिनेशन. Then what did we see? What are transfer, but they are exempt. ठीक है? So 1 hour we did partnership, 1 hour we did capital gain. Some small tidbits we will see, and then we will close. I have skipped purposely what is going to be the tax. Purposely I have skipped what is going to be the tax liability. कैपिटल गेन का टैक्स लायबिलिटी अलग होता है, तो वो हमने स्किप किया है. 1 second, dear students. Yeah. Okay, there's one whole para given for this, जिसमें मैंने बोल्ड में दिया है. This is most important. Ma'am, what you are teaching next? 3 marks question asked in past exam, and these are free 3 marks. Great to see that you all are putting so much interest on what is already covered. God bless you all. Work hard, work smart. Ask me what other help you need. और इतना मेहनत करके जब लाइव क्लास अटेंड करते हो तो छोड़ना नहीं है. Do writing practice. How do I get to know that you all are super smart and super committed? You're working on your courage, confidence by attending live classes. But are you doing the homework? Like today, 2 questions I have given as homework for assessment of partnership firm. It will not take more than 12 minutes in total. 12-15 minutes to nikal sakte hain na, that will be finally prepared for you. Huh? Chalo, reverse mortgage I'll explain in my way, because you don't have to write all these points anywhere. But just I will say, and then you can write in exam for 3 months. You all know what is mortgage, right? You give your property as a lien, like pledge and all is there, hypothecation. So like that mortgage, abhi pura law nahi padhana hai. See, if I want to give my property as security to the bank and take loan. Now we are not Hanuman. You know what Hanuman did? Huh? One Ayurvedic medicine, Jadi Buti required, he got the whole of the hill, right? So that we cannot do. So property is immovable. Can we keep the original papers of the property in bank? Yes. Who can take part in this scheme? Senior citizen. Okay, what they can do at the age of seniority, they stop getting regular income. But with their regular income working as salary and all, they have made a house in which they are staying. But their day-to-day income is stopped. So what they do, they mortgage the house to bank. Indirectly, they sell the house to bank and they say, till we are alive, we will stay in the house. But we have transferred the house. Against this, can you give the sale consideration in bits? Ma'am, itna sara tamjam karne se acha hai. Instead of all this jig, why don't we outrightly sell the house? If the senior citizen will sell the house, where will they stay? So they want to stay in their house. Government has made a senior citizen reverse mortgage scheme. Government made, not private companies. They say you stay in your house, you mortgage your house to bank as if you have sold. You take the sale consideration in monthly, quarterly bits. Use that money for your health reasons and other reasons. You cannot use that money for speculative and other motives. You can use that money for good health reason or other common requirement of senior citizen. Once the senior citizen is deceased, that house will be auctioned by bank. And if market value is say 10 lakhs, just assume 2 lakh they have already paid to the senior citizen while they were alive. Remaining 8 lakh may they will recover their loan and interest and all, and remaining will pay to legal heirs. Who are legal heirs? Son. Son said, no, this is my father's only remembrance. I don't want to sell the house. Then bank is saying, okay, we gave to your father 2 lakh rupees in installments. You return it back with interest and whole house is yours. We will not auction. So this is a beautiful concept and a win-win situation for senior citizen as well as bank. Benefit of senior citizen is in spite of transferring as a way of mortgage to bank, they can still stay in the house. And bank को क्या फायदा है? Once the senior citizen is deceased, they will sell the house, recover the money, whatever they have given as sale consideration, and remaining will be theirs. Or remaining they can hand it over to legal heirs. Yes. So don't go into the calculation, just see the gist. अब ये reverse mortgage है ना, तो हम भी reverse पढ़ेंगे. Directly we will see the 3 marks question. 3 marks question asked. Abhishek is a senior citizen, pledged his house with a bank under a notified scheme. He was getting loan from the bank in monthly installments. Abhishek did not repay the loan on maturity and hence gave possession of the house to the bank to discharge his loan. How will we treat the long-term capital gain? Answer is fourth point. Answer is fourth point above. मिला सबको? Transfer of, how is it going to be taxable? They are asking you in the hands of Abhishek. So transfer of capital asset in a transaction of reverse mortgage under a scheme notified by central government is not a transfer. Has the senior citizen Abhishek transferred the house to the bank? Yes. Should they pay capital gain? Yes. But will it be taxable? No. Amount received by senior citizen as loan, either in lump sum or in installment. Acha, bank gave them monthly installment में sale consideration. Is this taxable in the hands of Abhishek? No. So transfer of capital asset under the reverse mortgage to the bank, it is not a transfer for taxable purpose. An amount received by senior citizen is exempt because it is under reverse mortgage scheme. Now, little bit, if you want, you can read once that this is a scheme came in 2008. Reverse mortgage scheme के लिए I have used the word RMS. According to 60% of the value, because घर की value कम होती है ना, depreciate होती है. So if the house is valued at 8 crores, the bank is not going to give you 8 crores. They'll keep margin and they'll give 60%. The scheme will be for 20 years. If that senior citizen is alive for 20 years, scheme is over, you have to transfer the house, remaining, oh, sab hoga. ठीक है? Right. Bank will recover the loan along with interest and excess should be returned to us. I've told you, nothing I've skipped, only this question and answer you remember, more than enough. Clear to all of you, right? Now, how to compute the sum, what's the concept of CII? I think this we will start with tomorrow. एक दिन में overdose होगा. So make sure, but you read the solved examples. 2-3 examples I have given, they are very simple. Like problem number 2 is not a problem. It is base building. How will you solve the question? Some of the students, as soon as I say na class is over, vanish. Array, teacher's time is important. Your time is important. Listen to the instructions. Put a message, thank you. You are raising your energy. Same way I am saying thank you for trusting me and taking this knowledge. Today we have taken a very important input in the beginning. Hope you apply that. Get a diary, empty your mind whenever you are studying tax. If thoughts are coming for other subjects, if you have missed, watch the initial 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and then immediately I started. So empty your mind in the book, write everything you have to do, everything you have to study, every personal work, what you have to do. Empty your mind, do quality good study for 2 hours, leaving your phone aside and then pick up. This is a cream month to study. Don't wait कि April में momentum आएगा, last moment 12-14 घंटे पढ़ लेंगे. We don't know. I've literally seen students working hard, but at the end they get plaster, their health is not well, they have vomitings in summer. So that all is disturbing. So be very strong, do little bit of yoga, pranayam, that will build up something inside. And literally my own experience, I failed twice in final and then passed only because of the breathing technique. Pranayam, Vastrika, जहां से सीखना है? Ravishankar, Art of Living, or Shivani, or Patanjali, or YouTube videos you want to learn, but 5-10 minutes do spare and do it. For that, I have made You Can Do It video also. You can check it in the app. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Once I complete, please comment below the video whether you understood everything taught today. Revise and come these definitions so that we can do it at a faster pace. See you all tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the second class of capital gain. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Comment below. Write where I started capital gain, where I started assessment of partnership firm. That will help you to revise second time and to others also. Bye all of you. Any doubts are there? Are you all connected with me in the Telegram or in the WhatsApp? I gave the number 9290065156. Many times I'm writing. That's the number of concept classes. So between 10 to 8, you can put a message over there. You will get reply from me or my team. Thank you. Thank you so much. See, when you thank and then you leave, no, you are also raising. Otherwise, जैसे टीचर ने बोला आज के लिए इतना बस है, खट वीडियो बंद कर देते हैं. I have taken classes in the COVID time also. That will not help. Okay.